But yeah, I really have no clue where this episode is going to go, honestly, so it's probably just cheer. Heya, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to continue watching Good Omens. We're on season 1, episode 3 at the moment. That's what we're going to watch today. So in the last episode, we saw war for the first time, like one of the four men of the apocalypse. We met a witch, or rather we saw a witch getting burned at the stakes like in the 1600s, and then we saw her descendant like in the present day, who was also a witch, and she's had this book of prophecy handed down to her from her descendant, the one that got burned at the stake. She's got this book. She's gone to Tadfield to find the Antichrist. She doesn't know where he is or who he is or what he looks like, but she knows he's somewhere in that area, so that's kind of where she's gone. Crowley and Aziraphale are looking for the Antichrist, but they haven't found him yet. They went to Tadfield. They went back to the hospital where Crowley took the baby to get swapped in the first episode, but it's not a nunnery anymore. It's now like a, I'm not actually sure what it is, but it's the nuns aren't there, and all the records have gone because the place got burnt down. So they're kind of still looking for the Antichrist at the moment. The Antichrist himself seems quite normal. He's got a dog, which is apparently a hellhound, but looks like a very normal dog. He doesn't seem particularly evil. He seems quite nice. Normal kind of 12, 13-year-old. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. Apparently Armageddon's coming. Not quite sure how... I was going to say not quite sure how that's going to play out. I think we probably all know how that should play out, but don't know how it's going to play out in this. But yeah, I really have no clue where this episode is going to go, honestly, so it's probably best just to jump straight in. So yeah, this is Good Omens, Season 1, Episode 3. The Garden of Eden. This is where we were in the first episode when we first met.
Where is the flaming sword I gave you, Aziraphale?
He gave it to Adam and Eve.
Hello, Aziraphale.
Crawley?
So, giving the mortals a flaming sword, how did that work out for you?
Because they were fighting the lion, weren't they?
From what I hear, God's a bit tetchy, wiping out the human race. Big storm. All of them. I don't believe if the Almighty's upset with the Chinese. Noah, up there, his family, his sons, their wives, they're all going to be fine.
But they're drowning everybody else. Not the kids. You can't kill kids.
Oi, Shem! That unicorn's gonna make a run for it! It's too late!
Amazing.
I'm not consulted on policy decisions, Crawley.
Oh, I've changed it.
Change what?
My name.
Crawley.
Crowley.
I'm really confused now. That is just gonna... I've spent the last bloody 2 episodes trying to get his name pronunciation right, and he goes and bloody changes it. Good lord.
What have you got? Give me a jug of whatever you think's drinkable.
Aziraphale makes a very good Roman. He really doesn't.
Crawley? Crowley?
He's doing an impression of me.
In Rome long? Just nipped in for a quick temptation.
Ooh.
Hello?
But you have found your death.
It's Crowley.
Is that you under there, Crawley?
Crowley. I'm here spreading ferment.
Is that some kind of porridge?
King Arthur's been spreading too much peace and tranquility in the land, so I'm here, you know, fermenting.
I'm meant to be fermenting peace.
So we're both working very hard and just cancelling each other out. Wouldn't it?
But that would be lying.
Possibly. The result would be the same. Cancel each other out.
I am shocked that you would even imply such a thing. We're not having this conversation. Not another word.
Thought you said we'd be inconspicuous here. blending among crowds.
Hang on, wait there.
Ted Lasso is where I've seen him from. Sorry, that was bugging me.
I am
Him.
wasting my time up here.
No! No, you're very good.
And what does your friend think?
Oh, he's not my friend. I have to be in Edinburgh at the end of the week. Oh. A couple of blessings to do.
I'm meant to be heading to Edinburgh too this week. That's why I thought we should. Bit of a waste of effort. Both of us going all the way to Scotland.
You cannot actually be suggesting what I infer or implying.
Which is?
That just one of us goes to Edinburgh and does both.
Well, you've done it before. Dozens of times now. The arrangement.
Don't say that. But if hell finds out, they won't just be angry. They'll destroy you.
Nobody ever has to know. Toss you for Edinburgh.
Fine, hens.
Tails, I'm afraid you're going to Scotland.
It'd take a miracle to get anyone to come and see Hamlet.
Yes, all right. I'll do that one. My treat.
Oh, really?
Still prefer the funny ones.
You are the 999th aristo to die at the guillotine by my hand.
Ooh, exciting.
Oh, it'll be a complete nightmare.
Animals. Animals don't kill each other with clever machines, Angel. Only humans do that.
Crowley.
I thought you were opening a bookshop.
Well, I was. I got peckish.
What has he done to his hair? Crowley, I mean. Crowley. Crowley.
So you just popped across the channel during a revolution because you wanted something to nibble. Why don't you just perform another miracle and go home?
I was reprimanded last month. I said I'd performed too many frivolous miracles. Got a strongly worded note from Gabriel. Well, I suppose I should say thank you.
If my people hear I rescued an angel, I'll be the one in trouble, and my lot do not send rude notes.
What about if I buy you lunch?
Looking like that. We have a lot in common, you and me.
I don't know. We may have both started off as angels, but you are fallen.
I didn't really fall. I just, sauntered vaguely downwards.
Sauntered vaguely downwards.
For if it all goes pear-shaped, I want insurance.
What?
I wrote it down. Walls have ears. Well, not walls, trees have ears. Ducks have ears. Do ducks have ears?
Out of the question.
Why not?
It would destroy you. I'm not bringing you a suicide pill, Crowley.
Not what I want it for, just insurance.
Do you know what trouble I'd be in if they knew I'd been fraternizing?
Fraternizing?
Well, whatever you wish to call it. I do not think there is any point in discussing it further.
I have lots of other people to fraternize with, Angel.
Of course you do.
I don't need you.
Well, and the feeling is mutual, obviously.
Obviously.
God, I hate air raid sirens. Don't know why. Just they've always freaked me out.
You have the books for the Führer?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, what now?
Books of prophecy.
What about the other book we told you to bring us?
The nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter. I'm afraid that is the holy grail of prophetic books.
The Führer also wants the Holy Grail.
You have been exceedingly helpful, Mr. Fair.
Such a pity you must be eliminated.
That's not very sporting.
Now, where were we? Oh, yes, killing you.
You can't kill me. There'll be paperwork.
Crowley?
Sorry, consecrated ground.
I'd forgotten about that.
In about a minute, a German bomber will release a bomb that will land right here. If you will run away very, very fast, you might not die.
And if, in 30 seconds, a bomb does land here, it would take a real miracle for my friend and I to survive it.
A real miracle. That was very kind of you.
Shut up.
Oh, the books! I forgot all the books. Oh, they'll all be blown to...
Little demonic miracle of man.
That made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
What are you doing here?
He needed a word with you. I hear that you're setting up a caper to rob a church. Crowley, it's too dangerous. Holy water won't just kill your body, it will destroy you.
Why does he want holy water?
But I can't have you risking your life, not even for something dangerous. So, you can call off the robbery. Don't go unscrewing the cap.
After everything you said. Should I say thank you?
Better not. Perhaps one day we could, I don't know, go for a picnic.
I'll give you a lift, anywhere you want to go.
You go too fast for me, Crowley.
How long has this show been going on? And it's just literally, are we now just getting the intro? How weird. I think that is the longest intro I've ever seen. I'm starting to, which I feel like is intentional, but it's starting to really feel the bond between those two. Like, this is the first episode where I've actually kind of felt like one of them would be upset to see the other one go.
Sorry, right number.
Oh, shit, yeah. You found the Antichrist, or, yeah. I think I might have missed out the recap, but yeah. He's got the book.
Hello, Gabriel. Just thought you ought to know. The Antichrist has been mislaid. But it's all right. You'll have an enormous hellhound with him. He won't be hard to spot.
Not so enormous.
He'd surprised the huge ginger cat from next door and had attempted to reduce it to cowering jelly by means of the usual glowing stare.
Excuse me for asking, it's not a personal question. Are you a witch?
No, I'm an occultist.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Come on, you silly dog.
There had been a horseshoe over the door of Jasmine Cottage for hundreds of years. It protected the inhabitants from evil, or so they believed.
You can just leave him in the garden.
No, he has to do everything he's told. Now, dog, go inside. Good boy.
Strictly speaking, Shadwell doesn't run the Witchfinder army. According to Shadwell's pay ledgers, it is run by Witchfinder General Smith. Then there are Witchfinder Majors Saucepan, Tin, Milk Bottle, deceased, and Cupboard, because Shadwell's limited imagination had been beginning to struggle at this point.
So there is no army then.
Sergeant Shadwell.
Mr. Crowley.
There's a village called Tadfield in Oxfordshire. Send your best people down there. I'm looking for a boy. This boy, he's a witch. Possibly. We'll have to find him first, won't we?
Shit, he's gonna find the actual witch, isn't he? The girl. Woman.
All my family have had occult powers going all the way back. We can find ley lines.
Right. What's ley lines?
Invisible lines of force, linking places of power.
Why don't they teach us about them at school?
Because school is a repressive tool of the state.
So what else don't they teach us at school?
They're cutting down the rainforest so you can get a cheap hamburger for genetically modified food. Don't get me started. Nuclear power stations.
Nuclear power stations are rubbish.
Yes, they are. We need to get rid of them. If you're interested in any of this stuff, I have some old magazines here. You don't have to read them if you don't want.
Wicked.
So, Aziraphale.
Okay. So, well, it's about the Antichrist.
Yes?
Other side might have lost track of him.
The other side are currently transporting him to the plains of Megiddo.
Middle Eastern unrest. Everything else just follows. The four horsemen ride out. Last great battle between heaven and hell.
It's possible that the demon Crowley, well, it may have been a ruse.
A ruse?
And the actual Antichrist might be, somewhere else.
Where?
Not sure. I mean, I could find out. Hypothetically speaking, if that were the case...
It wouldn't change anything, Aziraphale.
There was war in heaven long before the earth was created. Crowley and the rest were cast out, but nothing was ever really settled.
I suppose it wasn't. But there doesn't have to be another war. Does there?
As much as we appreciate your hypotheticals, I'm afraid we have other things to do. The earth isn't going to just end itself, you know.
The earth isn't just going to end itself. Heaven is incredibly bright.
What did you think of that, then?
I don't trust him.
Hypotheticals indeed.
Aye?
Sergeant Shadwell. Do you have any men free? I need them to poke about a bit.
Poke? Where exactly do you want them poking?
Tadfield. It's a small town in Oxfordshire.
Crowley's sending him there as well, isn't he?
I can give you his address.
I'll put a squad of my best men onto it.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
I've discovered some unusual weather patterns. There's a town in Oxfordshire with some very strange weather events.
Tadfield, by any chance?
It always has perfect weather for the time of year. The kind of weather you used to dream of as a kid. It snowed there every Christmas Eve for the last 11 years.
Just look for witches and witch cause phenomenons.
Phenomenons.
He loves hunger. He loves people not eating enough in fancy restaurants.
I've never seen a room full of rich people so hungry before.
He's a businessman with a chain of restaurants, and he's about to launch something new. Chow. Food-free food.
Food-free food. Oh, is this a delivery guy who's like collecting the horsemen? Or delivering them, or whatever it is he's doing?
There's a package for you, sir. The measuring scales, finally.
So it's war and famine.
Sergeant Shadwell, you know the village I was telling you about with the perfect weather? Well, according to the manual, witches can influence the weather.
It wouldn't be called Tadfield, would it?
How did you know that?
Well, I suppose it can't do any harm.
Is that the old bandstand, the number 19 bus, or the British Museum Cafe?
The bandstand.
I'll be there in 15 minutes. Well, any news? All of you found the missing Antichrist's name, address, and shoe size yet?
It's the great plan, Crowley.
Yeah. For the record, great pustulant mangled bollocks to the great blasted plan!
You were an angel once?
That was a long time ago. We find the boy. My agents can do it.
And then what? We eliminate him?
Someone does. I'm not personally up for killing kids.
You're the demon. I'm the nice one. I don't have to kill children.
This is ridiculous. You are ridiculous. I don't even know why I'm still talking to you.
Well, frankly, neither do I.
Enough. I'm leaving.
You can't leave, Crowley. There isn't anywhere to go.
Even if this all ends up in a puddle of burning goo, we can go off together.
Go off together? Listen to yourself.
How long have we been friends? 6,000 years.
Friends? We're not friends. We are an angel and a demon. We have nothing whatsoever in common. I don't even like you.
You do.
We're on opposite sides.
We're on our side.
There is no our side, Crowley. Not anymore. It's over.
Right? Yeah.
He doesn't mean that. almost had me then.
Is this a joke?
Is he somehow doing something? Is he...
Oh! There's something you don't see every day. An enormous room without a nuclear reactor in it.
There's nothing there.
Not nothing, Chief.
Looks like a sherbet lemon.
So he just switched out a nuclear reactor for a sherbet lemon. I'm assuming that wasn't intentional and he was just like dreaming about it. Which is a little concerning, I have to say, because if just dreaming about something makes it true, then that might be a little bit of a problem. I really like the beginning where we got into the history of Aziraphale and Crowley, whatever his name is. That bit threw me completely because it's just like, I mean, if you've seen the previous two episodes, you'll have seen me struggling to remember to pronounce his name correctly, and they just kind of, yeah, throw another pronunciation in there, so that was fun. You can obviously see that they're friends. You know, that's something that the last two episodes have definitely shown. You know, they've been friends basically since the beginning of time. You know, even though they're on different sides, they may not admit that they're friends, but that's what they are. But even so, I think this is the first episode where we've actually been able to see how much they mean to each other. And it was done quite subtly, I think. I mean, it felt like that was kind of the intention behind it, but it wasn't like a massive in-your-face thing. It was done really well, I think, which is a little bit worrying, actually, because if they mean something to each other, then maybe something's going to happen to one of them, or I don't know, which obviously is not a good thing. It's a really, really enjoyable episode. But yeah, the second half, well, I say the second half, the bit after the really long intro, basically picked up where the last episode left off. And we saw Aziraphale with the book, and he obviously found the Antichrist. And that Shadwell guy, the one that is played by the actor that played Chuck from Better Call Saul, now presumably he's kind of playing both sides. Like Crowley doesn't know and Aziraphale doesn't know that they're both, or that he's working for both of them, if that makes any sense at all. I know what I mean. But obviously both of them have contacted him to send him to Tadfield to find the Antichrist, although they haven't said that he's the Antichrist. The other guy has found that the weather's odd there, or not odd, but normal, so he's picked up on that. So they're obviously going to go to Tadfield now. The witch, or the descendant of the witch, Anathema. Her, the witch, she's obviously in Tadfield, so that's great. But one thing I didn't understand was the whole aura thing. I mean, maybe that's not important, but like, she couldn't see his aura. But then when we kind of when the camera kind of panned up and was like doing a view down onto the village, there was like an aura surrounding the village. So does that mean that because he is the Antichrist, he's like got a bigger presence or something, or am I missing something there? I didn't quite get that. But yeah, that was quite fun, and obviously her giving him all those magazines as well. And I'm actually wondering if that Shadwell guy, or when that Shadwell guy shows up in Tadfield, and if he goes snooping around, is he going to find those magazines with Adam, and is he going to assume that he's a witch and going to take matters into his own hands? Because I wouldn't put it past him. He seems very kind of zealous, or overly zealous, and I just feel like he would kind of not wait for the go-ahead from Crowley or from Aziraphale, and I think he would just literally just think, oh, he's a witch, I need to burn him. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because Adam actually seems quite nice. He doesn't seem very devilly. I mean, aside from the... Well, no, he didn't actually do anything to the reactor, did he? He just changed it into a sherbet lemon, which is odd, honestly. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to do the subscribey thing. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.